same time they can be way too critical. They are family oriented and they are great healers. I remember the first introductory speech that my first speaker for today's meet gave back then, where she mentioned that she had actually collated the whole data of the number of hours she spent in pointless arguments with her boyfriend, the constructive discussions with her boyfriend, and actually she came down to she analyzed the whole data and came down to a conclusion. So this is the height of analysis a Virgo can go to. With this, let me please invite the first speaker for the day, Khyati Sharma.
By the way, she was very bent on calling me obsessed with cleanliness disorder. So I'm just glad that it stopped at analysis.
OCD for analysis.
So thank you, Cheshta, for the introduction. Okay, I'll start. Good evening, everybody. Today I'll be speaking about miscommunication. I'll start with a short story. It was about a hospitable person who invited 4 friends for dinner. One of them didn't turn up, and he thought aloud and spoke out. The one who should have been here didn't care to show up. Listening to this, one of the 3 guests left. He couldn't understand what happened. He frowned and he said, the one who shouldn't have left has left. Listening to this, one of the second guests, he left. It was making no sense to him. So he looked at the third guest who was there, the last one who was left, and he had an eye for explanation. And then he explained that he got offended, the guests got offended by what he'd said. So he just said that, but I wasn't referring to them. Listening to that one, the final guest also left. That was a communication disaster. Could you all tell me why did that happen? A principal reason for any miscommunication is lack of empathy and choice of words. These are one of the key reasons why miscommunication happens. I personally feel that there are more reasons whenever I have witnessed miscommunication. One of them being our backgrounds, our experiences, our thoughts, our sentiments, lack of attention span, then whatever we are expecting from the other individual. These could be a lot of factors that contribute to miscommunication. If you heard me carefully, I said that the responsibility lies with both the parties involved in communication. Not just the speaker or the person who is delivering information, but the recipient too. Whenever a speaker is speaking, he needs to take into consideration his choice of words. He needs to understand what is the background of the listener. While the listener should try to get off his reception biases. He should try to figure out the context in which communication is happening. Understanding the context is very important. One of the professors of Stephen Brooks University, Professor Lujiski, said, if you share the context and then you share information, you have created a shared understanding. It is very, very important to understand the context. With this, I will want to explain a couple of more ways through which we can at least minimize miscommunication. To start with, we all would have experienced a myth of transparency. We often assume that the other person is more synced up with what we're thinking than they actually are. We should try to be more transparent and not make this assumption that people are more synced up than we think they are. The second one is choosing the right language. It's imperative that different people have a bent for different kind of communication styles. We here at ISF have heard so many speakers. Some of them like to communicate with stories, while some like to communicate with humor, some like numbers, charts. So everybody has their own style of communication. So whenever we are trying to communicate with somebody, it is very important that we understand what is their style of communication. That helps us to communicate our message effectively. The third one is, and I think Dr. Hemant will understand this, there's something called as a signal amplification bias. Whenever we work with people from different cultural backgrounds, some of us often say, why did I have to spell this out? Wasn't this obvious? No. When you come from different backgrounds, nothing is obvious. We have to spell it out clearly. We have to amplify our signals. It's important. So we need to understand to spread out our message in simple, clear words and not make assumptions. The fourth one is delaying responses that should be minimized. Silence in communication should be minimized. They are subject to misinterpretation. It could be taken as your lack of interest. And last one that I want to talk about is laying clear ground rules to clarify expectations. Again, an example that we all can relate with. At ISF, we have different modules for different speakers, correct? So why is that done? It's also done so that the coaches and the audience can understand what is the module about, what is the expectation out of that particular speaker. Otherwise, people will be gauged with different parameters. Before I leave for the day, I would like to ask you one question, which I genuinely want you to answer. It's not rhetorical. So what I want to ask is, once a father and a son, they were traveling down the road, and suddenly the son met with an accident. Now, the father rushed him to the hospital and a surgeon came. The surgeon said, I can't operate this child because he's my son. Can anybody help me understand this paradox? You can give me any answer. Okay, I'll pick somebody who's not raising their hands. Priya.
There are too many emotions involved.
Okay, so the
Emotions
surgeon was not
cloud
exactly
your
the
judgment.
biological father.
Was he actually father?
I'm saying there are two people.
Yeah,
So one is the father who rushed him to the hospital,
yeah.
and then there's the surgeon who said that the child who's there is his son. Is
She's the mother. We need to find out from the mother.
Yeah.
The surgeon is the mother.
correct. So people with different backgrounds actually give very varied answers, and so I also came to realize is that people usually in America say he was a stepfather. People in India say he was the illegitimate father because we don't have the concept of stepfathers. And then not a lot of people find out the least objectionable answer, which is it was the mother, because I just said surgeon. So I like to end with one thing: no two brains see the same thing alike. Communication is just an approximation. Thank you.